governmental terrorism. Did you get a little excited? Were you sitting there? You know, sometimes you get all revved up like you did when I was around you, like young guys like myself and Ted Cruz now. We really piss you off. And sometimes we make you say things that you regret. Do you regret talking about governmental terrorism?
Absolutely not. First of all, not after all the stuff that Ted Cruz has said. No, the fact, Joe, is that this is what basically he's saying is if you don't defund, in effect repeal a law that he doesn't like, we're going to shut the government down. That's the bottom line of all this. And that, to me, is not what democracy is about. You don't threaten to shut the government down over a particular law you don't like, especially when the strategy you're following is doomed to failure. So, no, he did, to me, as far as I'm concerned, tremendous damage to the Republican Party. It's really poisoned the debate over the last several months, and we've wasted a week now on this when we could be addressing the real issues of the CR, the continuing resolution, and the debt ceiling, which are really important, instead of going off on a guy, you know, talking about Dr. Seuss.
Okay, so we'll talk about those things, but just bottom line, is he a fraud?
Yes, he is. And what I'm saying directly is what other people like Tom Coburn is saying more politely. They're saying that he is pursuing a policy which is not intellectually honest. It's a policy which is not going to work. I figured rather than go through a long 2 or 3 or 4 minute explanation, I would start off by saying what he's doing. Because he's selling a false bill of goods to the American people. And he was using that, Joe, over the summer to really put pressure on solid conservative Republicans in their districts, pushing them to the point that if they didn't support defunding, somehow they were rhinos, somehow they were not real conservatives, they were not real Republicans, and this puts them in to face the threat of a primary from the right when they are extremely conservative themselves because they wouldn't follow Ted Cruz's path. So now we're really locked in a situation on the the precipice of a shutdown, which I hope will not happen because of one man. And I think it's his fault, but it's also the fault of too many Republicans for allowing him to go this far. I don't know if it's possible to heal tensions with Ted Cruz. Hopefully we can heal tensions with some of his supporters. The reason I say that is he seems intent on doing whatever he has to do without regard either to the party or, quite frankly, to the Senate. So I think what we have to do is reach out to his people and let them know that they are following a false leader here, that the path that he's giving them, which, by the way, sounds very seductive. Just go out, defund Obamacare, all our problems are over. But also, let me just say, Tom Coburn mentioned something yesterday, I believe, and he touched on it this morning, and that's the vehemence of the phone calls coming into the office. And listen, I don't care. People can call me whatever they want. We have young women in the phone answering the office, answering the phone call. I haven't heard such vile, profane, obscene language. Now, I'm not saying Ted Cruz is responsible for all his supporters, but he has tapped into a dark strain here in the to me, the American political psyche here, and again, the most obscene, profane stuff you can imagine, all from people who say they support the Constitution.